Hi guys, we're live for another live stream on Monday night. Can you hear the music okay, or is it a bit too loud compared to my voice? I just want to check if the levels are okay and if you can actually hear the music. I can adjust it a little bit if need be, but we do have a little bit of music going on. And how is everybody? Hope you're having a good spooky October so far. I did a couple of hellos. So we've got hello to Minecraft Transformers, Matthew, Lefty Turtle, Keegan, uh, Justin, and Red Knight. So I think we'll probably continue with our weird mashup we did last time and do some of the art and illustration on it. But by all means, let me know if the music's a little bit too loud. Also, hi to Kingpin Creations, or good afternoon, good evening for me. Cool. So we'll load up what we got last time, our weird amalgamation. And just want to check around the lineup to make sure we haven't missed anything like this. But yeah, if hopefully you all can hear the music okay. So if someone can let me know if you can, that'd be awesome. Just put a one in the chat or something so I know you can hear the music. And yeah, hopefully you guys have had a cool day. You might notice also the Bowserzetti Halloween illustration below the image and as part of the background image. Um, if you haven't seen it on the community tab, it's one that I wanted to get done this month in my spare time just as a side project, and it's come out really cool and really like Halloween looking. So I quite like that. Hey, D9 and Flo. Hello there to you too. Red Knight says, how is the Redraw video going? Submissions are closed. I've got a plan of what I want to do. I haven't picked the submissions yet. I'm a bit behind on that, but I am working on content for Friday. You can't hear the music. Can you guys hear the music now? Because it should be getting picked up. I mean, that's pretty much max volume, so let me know if you can hear it or not. Can you list down what's in the fusions thus far? Okay, so we have Goku fused with Ahsoka. We have Frankenstein from Ben 10. We've got One Punch Man, Superman, uh, Batman, the Demon that's linked to Asta from Black Asta, um, Gravity Girl from My Hero Academia, Iron Man, Wolverine, and Guyver. And I think that's it. I don't know how many more we've got. We've got quite a few. And four, yes, sorry, and we've got four with some of the bits in there. Thank you, Kino Flow, for reminding. Hi, Omega Prime. Are you guys actually hearing the music at all, or not? I don't know if it's getting picked up. You know what, I could try though. Give me a second. No, it's not this Friday. This Friday is a video I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I'm scripting it, and I'm quite enjoying it. Working on it, and it's going to be something related to something coming out this week. I don't. Can you guys hear it's coming and going for you? Is that any better for the music? Um, I mean, it is on a playlist, so it should take a minute or two. But let me know if that's not working. Then I can try something else. I think Francis, finally I got back into this universe and joined the Discord as well. Nice. Justin says, I think it would be kind of funny if the Monica would trade of Halloween in the narrative. That thinking it's ludicrous that she's a demon. Hey America, how's it going? Long time no see. Um, I'll tell you what then. If that's not working well, let's try something else. Uh, Whoops. That's an interesting start. Okay, so can you guys hear the music okay now? Hopefully you should, and I'll sort the green screen out. Because that's not going to happen. You can all enjoy Bowsetti, but you should be able to hear the music better. There we go. Can you hear the music now? Hey Ben, how's it going? I'm hoping you guys can kind of hear the music okay. It's not too bad.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Still no music. All right, give me a second. What about now? Can you hear the music now? Can you guys hear the music now? I mean, that's almost full blast volume, so if you can't hear it now, then there's no hope. Okay, can you guys hear me now? I'll go back through the thing, but can you guys hear me now? Hopefully, and can you hear the music? Right, can you hear the music as well? So we got music and we got my voice. Put a 1 in the chat if we have. Cool. So now I've just got to sort out why the Red Knight, what's the no to? So you can hear me, but you can't hear the music. Really? Can you hear it now? Hopefully. And then we'll continue with this and hopefully get sorted. No music. Give it a minute to catch up, and when you hear music, put 2 in the chat. Why am I getting a green screen? This is stupid. There shouldn't be a screen. Um, right. So I was saying, Tegan, I can't help the ads. That's something YouTube sorting. We get very little control in future. Galahad 19. I am planning another booster pack challenge. It'll probably happen end of next week or someone in November, but I have got that planned with some cards. I've never opened Magic the Gathering before, so it's going to be quite interesting to see what I get. But that is planned for a future video. And I'm hoping now we can just start drawing and not worry about a lot of the other things that were happening. We can just start building up the actual layers and everything on this. Are you, Justin, are you on about the ad one in November? Are you on about the one where someone says subscribe in their videos and you've got it? The little subscribe button should be pulsing or something. Because that's kind of cool, but I don't know how I'm going to tie that in with the videos properly. Lando Commando, long time no see. What's up? Yes, I was around the time those adverts and the generation of the first scary movie and Scream movies came out. Right, so let's pick a color that can work for his hair and the darker bits from this one. I'm going to start dropping this in because I think it makes sense to finish the superhero illustration. I was torn between that and doing something as a bonus for Friday's video that's not actually in the video. But yeah, I've kind of come down with this one for now. We've got to finish it. Also, Friday, I may not be around to comment on the video when it drops or reply to comments. I will apologize, but on Friday, I'm watching the FNAF movie. So it kind of finishes around the time that the video will be dropping here in the UK. So I will be quite excited and hopefully super impressed by the movie. But yeah, but that's happening Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. What have we got in the chat? Lando Commando, we are working on a superhero Frankenstein thing. So we've got Goku, Ahsoka, Thor, One Punch Man, Superman, Wolverine, Frankenstrike, Asta Splat Demon, Gravity Girl, Guyver, Iron Man, Batman, and I think that's all of it. We've got kind of like a mishmash of superheroes to make this kind of Frankenstein-y type character, which is quite interesting. But this character doesn't have a name yet. No, Red Knight doesn't have a name yet. Oh, a Nemetrix Frankenstien's Monster. That'd be quite cool, actually. I want all the darker areas. Oh, and we've got Invincible in here as well. Oh, that means I need to open up that folder again to see colors. Assuming that whatever is causing my machine to go super slow is going to stop in a minute because it's ridiculous. But yeah, I need the color reference, the character reference to it's up, which would be quite cool. Stuff like just basically what colors they are. I can't wait to watch Across the Spider-Verse and Halloween. It drops on Netflix. Oh, it's amazing. I want to watch the next one already, Beyond the Beyond one. That's going to be quite cool. Beyond the Spider-Verse. They did a teaser for it, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to see that. Oh, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but yeah, they nailed
they nailed wanting the next one. We need a villain version of this. Maybe next Halloween. This is kind of a bit of a mishmash, complicated bit to come up with. So it's I'm quite surprised at how well it's doing in terms of how things have started to come out. But there's a bit of a yeah, it's a bit more complicated than I was expecting on this hero one. We did quite a few more than I was thinking about doing last time. The story's short. I don't think I've seen. I don't think I have. I might have. I've seen a lot of shorts. I've seen like Miles Morales having a new design where he's got more vampire stuff from the comics, um, which is quite cool. Oh, the best way to do this. Just color the whole blocking and this as well. I use another layer to differentiate some of the colors and stuff and erase bits. Um, yeah, sure, Dino Flow. Send me a DM on Discord with it, and I'll check it out. I've got to check out some more music things that are being sent through as well. So I'll put that on my list of things to do this week when I get 5 minutes. Is the music coming across okay, or is it coming across a bit tinny or not too bad? Dr. Victor from I'm Alien is just meh. Some you find that some of the bad guys you get are just meh. And then you get that one, you get those one or two iconic bad guys that are nailed in every series, and you're like, they're just perfect. But yeah, for this one, it's kind of the coloring stage is the fun bit, but it can also take a bit more time to work through. Just because once we get this stage done and right, it's onto the lighting and the shadows, which is a lot easier. But I started today's stream a bit earlier because I didn't attend. I've not got, well, I should have gone to, but I haven't got martial arts tonight. So I'm continuing that next week. It's quite cool. The redraw is potentially next Monday. Tuesday is reserved because it's also Halloween. So, end of the month. But it is currently Monday for the redraw present, which will be quite cool. Right. No, no, no. I got a feeling. If the music doesn't sound right, I can stop the music because if I turn it any lower, you guys aren't going to hear it. So it might make sense to stop the music then. And can you hear like a fan noise? Because if you can, I'll turn my headphones back on. But there's no point if the music. I can't Red Knight because I haven't finished scripting it. And I'm not doing any spoilers for the story of the redraw. It's the only bit that you can get is what I've already told you guys, which is the next couple of redraws up to Christmas are kind of going to start tying in together with each other in terms of little aspects of them. And other than that, I'm afraid I'm not giving anything away. It's just not happening. It's not possible. Sorry. As much as I'd love to entertain that, it's a case of actually that's more of a brown color. That's fine. I can more of a rusticy color here. Along with these are kind of that color. In fact, potentially, I should drop them onto a new layer color-wise. Let me just erase that and color them in on a new layer. Ideally, you want to keep your what you want for each layer separate, so you want them grouped together. Makes it easier to edit the artwork later, which is really good and really handy. Means I can change a whole section, or I can just alpha lock it to a section and not have to worry about going over the lines and that. Okay, so I want to be about there. What else have we got? Will my gloves off to the ground and dare say Chancaster would be the biggest menace of Ben 10 hands down? I think there's two real big menaces to Ben 10. One, Charmcaster's up there, definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, she is pretty much a nice menace to Ben 10. But I think. Oh, wait, that doesn't look right. Wow, this is where you learn where you haven't done the artwork on the last one. You thought you'd done them all. That's fine. Goes up to here. I don't believe I missed the whole section to cut out. I'll sort that in a minute. Sorry, sidetrack. Charmcaster's one of them, but I think Ben's biggest enemy would be Gwen. Not in a like a nasty way, but imagine if Gwen turned just went evil. Think about it. If Gwen went evil, being an Anodite and having magic ability, you able to do magic, she's smarter than Ben. She often comes out with more plans. If it wasn't for the aliens and sheer dumb luck, Ben wouldn't have a chance to. And when they made Gwen 10, her Omnitrix does not fail. There's no issues with it whatsoever. So it's kind of like she would be, if she had an Omnitrix to go against Ben, she would probably be his ultimate thing. Dark Gwen, yeah, Dark Gwen would be quite cool. All right, let's just finish a few aspects of this off just to make sure it's all tidied up on that. And the arm for that one's going to be like a darker grey for where this bit's matched. Though I did find a flaw with this design last time. If this mishmash of a superhero has Wolverine's DNA, in theory, it never have any scars. It would just heal to be a perfect blend. But I wanted to put scars in it. They look cool. No one can argue with that. They just look cool. Ben is one of those people where he doesn't like to show his intelligence until a situation calls for it. Yeah, but if you're taking it if you compare the young Ben Tennyson, there wasn't much intelligence there. Obviously, there was like, well, that'll work and this will work, and he had some. But until he got to a teenager, he really didn't have any. He had some smarts, but he really didn't have what I'd call intelligence to show off for a situation. A lot of it was just dumb luck or innate guesswork, kind of like a hunch, which is quite cool. Well, I suppose I better tell you. I'll tell you. You might have guessed it, but Friday is a FNAF video, and that's all I'm telling on it. I think I may as well just tell you guys because the movie's coming out. I'm going to watch it on Friday, and hopefully it'll go down really well. Red Knight says, "My mum has got some tickets for the new Willy Wonka movie, and we're going to see it." And oh, nice, well done. That's pretty cool, actually. Bit jealous there, Red Knight. That is quite a cool thing to brag about. Oh, well, that's not intelligence. That's just he's got a photo brain. Where's that color blue that I want? It's more dark. There we go. That's probably it. I think Ahsoka's got blue eyes, hasn't she? I know she's got a blue pattern on it, and I need to load up an image of Ahsoka. Um, no worries, Omega Prime. I know I'm a bit early, so I'm expecting a video to drop in the next 15 minutes and a load of people to disappear and come back again. Always happens. Ah, that's the image I used last time. Sweet. Okay, so that's cool. So her hair can be this bluish color that I've got here to tie in the artwork a little bit more. And her eyes, I'm going to put a slightly off blue color. That I've got an idea for the background because it's a mismatch. If I do get around to doing the background on this, it's going to be a little bit spooky in a sense, but not overly. Not as cool as the Bowser illustration. That came out really nice. Yeah. What's everybody doing at the moment? Is anyone doing anything for Halloween? End of the month? Are you dressing up? Are you putting decorations up? Are you going to any parties? Uh, that's interesting. I seem to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Missed one of the highlighter bits. That's cool. I'll just add it manually. When I says okay, and thanks. I'm not a fan of FNAF, so I may not see the FNAF. And thanks for saying that the video's FNAF. That's fine. It's entirely up to you. It's basically FNAF related, but it's FNAF as something that hasn't even been done on Popcross's channel. I'm so proud of that. Unless he drops some at Wednesday when the movie comes out, and if he does, it's like I'm already working on it. I planned this. I thought about this. I've been planning this out for weeks now. I know Marin's doing a FNAF SCPs content for us, and that will be dropping on our channel at some point. So keep an eye out for that, Red Knight. It might not be for Halloween, but as soon as Marin gets a chance to finish the script, I will be making a video based on it because I've promised, and I will keep my promises that I do to you guys. Just like the Made in Abyss video that's come out, which was a little bit later than I was expecting, but it has come out, which is quite cool. When he teamed up with Ben23 one time fighting Exaskull and Subdora, he turned into Goop, making everybody think he could be defeated. He could defeat them using using him. Little did they know he used it to make tracks. Yeah, no, yeah, he was quite smart on a lot of it. But I'm saying the younger Ben Tennyson doesn't portray any of his teenage intelligence and stuff. Kingpin Creation says, I have plans for FNAF sometime, but nothing for Halloween specifically. Oh, that's quite cool. Oh, yeah, I wanted to branch out to something that I've wanted to do for a while, but haven't gotten around to doing. And FNAF just seemed perfect for that. It is popular. The movie's coming out, so I wanted to tie that in. So hopefully I'll hit the craze of the movie. I really should have done more FNAF content and thought about it at the start of this month, which is really like that's a mess up on my part. But I've done something with the story and I'm hoping it fits together. I'm scripting it at the moment. The drawings will take a little bit, so I'm going to be working on them from tomorrow. But the script is almost done. I'm partway through the second character, which should be quite cool. Left for Turtles, I'm being Ghostface. Okay, fair enough. Tegan's being a vampire in a dress. That's quite cool. I will look at the other chats in a second. I also got to keep this going along as we do this. Just because I'm keen to get this one done today. So by the time we get into the Monday the 30th, that's when the redraw's coming out. So there won't be a live stream next Monday. It will be the redraw. Unless the redraw gets shifted to the Tuesday. There'll be one of those two. But I am planning the redraw for next Monday. It's not a two-parter. It is a one-part video currently. I have selected most of the characters that are going to be done since I planned ahead and I picked 2 or 3. A lot of them have been sent via email, so even people on Discord will not have a clue what a lot of the submissions that are, which is quite cool. I quite like that idea. It's quite nice that it's going to be a bit of a surprise for a lot of people. Um, Justin says Ben is very battle combat genius. Oh yeah, in terms of battle stuff, he is kind of, and he's got the mentality not to give up and keep fighting. But I still reckon, depending on if it's the first Ben 10 when he got the Omnitrix, a lot of his strategy was hope for the best with the alien and be a little bit cocky and see what happens, which didn't really work very well. Red Knight says, I'm not a Halloween present and not be for a long time now and not leave my home. That's fine. If you don't, I know you don't like Halloween, you prefer Christmas, uh, which is fair enough, Red Knight. That's the color I want for it. So, oh, blue. That's the color I want for this next bit. Make sure I'm on a new layer for that. So when are you planning to do the booster pack or art challenge? I did mention it earlier, unless the audio went off. It's either the end of next week or it'll be the start somewhere in November. At the moment, it's probably looking more like November, but I'm sure I mentioned that earlier on in the stream. If the audio is playing up or it's when we had those issues, then I do apologize, but yeah, I was pretty sure I mentioned that one. I seen a more Frankel behind me. That'd be quite interesting. That'd be quite cool. Yes, Red Knight, I do know you're more Christmas than you are Halloween on things that you like. I do need a purplish colour for in there then. Ben's Session says Ben gave the Galactic Enforcers that pep talk that the Turtles from 2012 gave the 80s Turtles. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed also a lot of the cool fight scenes that you see in animations are based on actual MMA fights, and they just changed them to being in the air and stuff. Like in Invincible, a lot of the fights are from actual proper fights, which is amazing because they've traced the fight scene bit for bit to add the impact and the effects and stuff to get it right, but it just looks so cool, and then they can change the perspective as well. Galahan 19, what did you think of the idea of Hollow Knight as D&D characters? I've wanted to do something with Hollow Knight for a while now, so it is a possibility. I did like the idea. I do need to look into it a little bit more, just because I need to expand my D&D knowledge if I'm going to do another video. I mean, I can continue it, and I did have fun with Minecraft mobs as D&D characters. That was really fun. But I feel that I need to push the D&D script a bit more. Make it more interesting to be used going forwards, really. So that's that one. Yeah, let's do Iron Man's legs. We've got a red. We've got a yellow. Justin likes Halloween and Christmas. I got to say, I like them the same. I quite like most of the things throughout the year that I get to do. Mainly because I get time off work, or I book time off work and I can just chill. Quite cool. Kingpin Creations. I enjoy the vibe of the end of the year months. October to December feels comfy and cozy. It does. It goes from like scary, stay indoors, and cozy up with family and that, to Christmas stuff, which is like, yeah, let's just go all out on this. With November as well, bonfire, and you got the fire, you've got the fireworks and stuff from Bonfire Night, which is really nice. That's I'm sure those were yellow in the reference picture I used from early Iron Man design, so I'll keep that roughly the same. Let's get rid of that bit there because that's a little bit over the line. I suppose the question is, I'm branching onto more other topics, so we'll be going back to a couple of previous ones, so maybe some Marvel and DC fusions in November. I've got a whole host of. In fact, I put a list on the members section, so if you're a member on the channel, I don't know if Coy's about, but Minecraft would have seen it. I put a list of all the ones I wanted to get done this month. No chance of getting them all done, but they will go over to November. But I've got quite a few I'd like to do going forwards. I've also need to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! SCP at some point because that's been requested by a few people, and then build it up for a few of the other ones. Midnight says, when I was a kid, I liked Halloween, but I've grown. I've lost my love for Halloween, but not for Christmas. Yeah, it's kind of different when you get older on a lot of things, which is it's not really the end of the world, but it does sometimes impact on things a bit. It's some of the magic disappears on a few of the seasonal things like Halloween, but then again, it completely depends on if you where you are in the world. For example, I'm in the UK and we don't do half as much for Halloween or anything or Christmas. Well, we do a bit of Christmas, but as much as the guys over in America, you guys go all out over there. It's absolutely insane. Which just kind of have various effects. And I just realized I can do this. I can work on the logic for the Superman stuff. In fact, now I'll just paint that in. What else have we got? I could turn narratives into Skylanders like Nexter and Fodder Marketing Clone. That'd be quite cool. I have been thinking of doing a Skylander episode as well. I got so many episodes I want to do that I haven't done any content on. It's just finding time to do them with work getting busier this time of year. So, like last week and this week's going to be absolutely manic with work between that, doing the video content and everything else. It gets a bit. So I've got to balance that out so I don't burn out, which will be interesting. Galahan says, have you seen my latest designs on Instagram? Horror movie kaiju. Spoiler alert, the Predator is next. I think I saw one or two pop up the other day. In all fairness, as I've been doing more content creation, I've not actually been on social media as much. So I jump onto Instagram to obviously post when I post a video and post some pictures or schedule content behind the scenes in the business creative suite that you can do. And I do watch a couple of them from time to time, things out there, but I'm trying to focus on. I'm taking a small break from social media and then posting my content that I'm doing for the channel because I want to focus on. I don't want to get lost in social media. I want to focus on trying to figure out what's missing or what I can do to improve the content for you guys and obviously get more views and pick it up. And I need to think of ways how to work with some franchises that I might not have thought of working with before, which is quite a good idea. And also how to get more views. So similar to what Popcross has been saying, going back to some it's great advice he's done actually. It's what inspired me to do it a little bit, hands down. Going back to what works. So I haven't done any Marvel stuff in a while or DC stuff in a long while, and I want to do something with them. Whether it's fuse them with series that I haven't been fused before, or do some stuff. I am doing a DC and Marvel fusions video. I wanted to do this month, but other videos had to take priority. So there's going to be a Marvel and DC related episode at some point in the next couple of weeks, which hopefully everybody will like because everybody loves Marvel and DC. Yeah, it's been going off on a tangent, but yeah, it's a case of I'm looking to get the what you call safe topics, and it was topics you know will do well and people will like to watch. I just got to think of a nice twist on them to do it because I don't want to do. There's nothing wrong with me doing the same content as Popcross and the same, the odd same video, but I don't want to get stuck doing that, if that makes sense. I want to branch out a little bit so it's a bit more. It's subjects that haven't been done or concepts that haven't been done, even if it's the same topics. So Friday's video that I've got planned, it's taken me a while to figure out how to tie this in to the lore that I'm doing, but I am hoping, fingers crossed, it will do really well, being my first FNAF video and timing it with the movie. I'm just hoping that it'll work well together. I'm hoping FNAF content will just do well, end of story, because usually FNAF content's pretty good whenever it comes out. So it's going to be quite interesting. Ben says, like Hollow Knights as demons and Hello Boss and Habitat as demon hunters. That'd be quite cool. The Demon Hunter Scooby Doo video did quite well for Popcross, and I was actually thinking of doing. I had an idea brainstorm off that quite similar, but it's going to be quite interesting to figure out how to do it. The lore. And if I do it, I have to do the artwork a very particular way with certain effects on it. I will be doing justice to the original artwork stuff without a shadow of a doubt. It has to be done a certain way. If I don't, I don't do any justice to it, and I will, even if it's my style, I will not be happy. Which is quite interesting. What else have we got? If the narrative is being grounded be a canon event, where would you put it in the sequence? I don't know, to be honest. A Batman as Goblin Slayer episode. That's quite interesting. I'll put that on a poll, Justin. That's an interesting one because I did like that series when it came out. That was quite a cool one. Invincible's bright yellow on the top of his arm, isn't it? Sorry, I need to just check a reference picture. Oh no, so it's blue. So I could drop that blue on there, but it's actually a lighter blue. So that's going to be a new layer. That's going to be more towards that color. Yeah, this one is, once I've got all these weird mishmashy colored sections out the way, this is going to be a lot easier to work with. Basically, I've just got to get the order of where I drop things the right way around. Because I just realized I need an actual yellow, which I'll use this one for. Because behind this S, this bit here is going to be a bright yellow, which isn't related to the Superman costume. It's part of the Invincible costume. And then we've got, I use that color for her lips. They're close enough, I think. Actually, I'll catch up the chat as well. Galhan90 says, hey, how about this for Christmas community redraw? Ask for Christmas characters and redraw them as demon, dragon, and mecham. I will put a poll out for that, I expect, when it gets to the Christmas redraw, because I've also got Ben asking for Christmas and horror movie characters being fused together, which would be quite cool. So I've got to figure that out, and so I'll put a poll of a couple of redraw ideas out. Probably, yeah. If I'm doing it, I might have to do it this week. I'll think about it. There's potential for a poll of some ideas and that to come out this week, and we can sort a few things out. I need to delete some of these layers because this is not going to work otherwise. There's way too many elements. So she's got a slightly. She looks orange in most of this, which is really weird to do for a skin color. Um, I mean, it looks really funny doing like a stitching down the face and on the neck, but it's also a bit tricky. Oh, I'll just cover that up. I'm not worried about that for now. That doesn't look quite right. I think it's more on the. That's a bit better for the base color. There is a gold color I need to add for the bits here. I will catch up with the chat in a minute, guys. Apple Flavors, hi, glad you're alive. Who will win out of all my OCs? Well, if they had to fight them all, Aaronfold's got the best bet. I think it would be a close match between Aaronfold and Nexum, to be honest. Even if Dino Dinocle can change into a beast, I think Nexum and Aaronfold have got the best chance of being winners. But there might be something in there. There might be a little twist or two. Ben says, imagine losing magic was the cause of the zombie apocalypse for a story. That would be quite interesting. Red Knight's in the UK, Ben's in the US. Yeah, that's that my bit where I was talking about the Halloween bits. I mean, we do, but as you get older in America, you're like, it will pass over. Fair enough. It would be kind of funny if all the narrators met each other in school, but didn't realize it was each other until many years later. That'd be quite an interesting one. Tegan, no, that's not. It's Nightmare. Oh wait, I saw your other one. Congratulations on finding it. You could fuse SCPs with Monster Hunter creatures. I am going to do so. I have got something lined up with Monster Hunter, kind of, but quite interesting. So I need a drink. Justin, season 2 is out. Granted, episode 1 of the English sub. What are we talking about for season 2 is out? Are we on about Goblin Slayer? I watched most of mine on Crunchyroll, to be honest, and 9 anime, which is where I found the Made in Abyss episodes. Oh yeah, did. So that's quite cool. Ah, so he's got. I should have just color picked all of the colors out that I'm going to need, shouldn't I? There's his costume. Oh, I missed a bit of a darker color. I'll have to sort that in a bit. Yeah, I watched a few episodes originally, and then I stopped watching it, wanting it to build up a bit more. There's so many anime that I'd like to do, but at the same time, it's how do I tie them in so that all of the audience can enjoy it rather than a few. Don't get me wrong, like Made in Abyss was a really good episode. I really enjoyed turning that into a variety episode, and I had a lot of fun working on the characters and that. But and that may get a part 2 depending on how it goes. But I'd like to. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what everybody wants to watch because everybody likes a mishmash of stuff on the channel, ranging from the DC and Marvel stuff at the start and Venomizing to Transformers, Aliens, anime. It's the whole pop culture, everything on it, but it's what what if I combine them will give you guys the best experience. Red Knight, my stuff still hasn't come that I've ordered either. It's this time of year, deliveries and stuff. Uh, I would email them and find out if there's been or check your emails for an updated ETA on it. Oh, that Shangri-La Frontier. Oh, that's amazing. I'm really enjoying that. That's one of the best episodes I've seen in a while on an anime. It's got a cross between Sword Art Online meets it's hard to explain, but it's just got that nice cross to it. I know what you mean though. The monsters and the creatures in it are absolutely fun. And it's made me laugh a lot as well, that episode, which is quite cool. Yeah, they're all pink. Might need to make it a lighter colour, but they're all pink. Dark pink on this bit, so that's fine. Do dark pink on everything. I'll just pick the lighter pink bits out that I want in a minute. An ad scared you. Oh, I do apologise for that. It's annoying about the ads, and there's not really much we can do. Even fellow creators like Koifish Gaming and anyone else doing it, you're going to get them, and it's going to be a bit annoying. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things we're going to have to learn to get used to, or buy premium. It's a catch-22, really. It's like, well, creators have to make money somehow, but it's also like, bam, in your face. Okay, delete that. Add that. I want that to be slightly grey on the inside, because that's going to be the bats costume. The ad is better than the spider, definitely. My grandma will let me. Is there every update about the plushie and her? Oh, okay, so she gets the updates and she'll let you know if there are one. That's cool. I really hope that the plumber will come before December. I hope the plumber will come before December, because having leaky pipes is not very good. No, I know what you mean. The plushie, the autocorrect. Yeah, hopefully it'll come before December. I'm hoping my shortcut for Procreate will arrive. Although in November, I am looking at potentially. I want to know what you guys think here first before I actually do anything with the main bulk of the chat on poll. Should I get Procreate Dreams when it comes out, the animation software, and give it a go? What do you guys think? Would you like to see me attempt to animate something on the channel at some point? I know a few people have said about animating the narrators, and I think this would be a pretty cool way of doing it. I need to know if it's worth the investment, though, because it is 22 quid or 20 odd quid. It's a one-off payment, like Procreate actually is, so I don't mind doing it. I'm just curious about, should we delve into a bit of animation as a side project on the channel, or a side channel on shorts, and just get a few of the things we've drawn animated if I can do it. It's not going to be amazing. It's just a learning process, but it would be I'm quite interested to see what people think. Up to you. I love it when everyone's like, yeah, it's up to you if you want to do it. We'll watch it if you do it. And I'm like, but that's not the point. I'm asking you guys because I don't want to decide. um, that's a slightly darker form of that color for his chest, and then I'm hoping that's it. That looks like that's the. Oh, I got to put a bit of purple further down, but that's fine. I'm hoping this is the last one before we can start actually doing. No, sorry, two of them. Two bits to do, but that's fine. Right. So first off, this one here, which I think is that there. Yep, that needs to be on here as well for a bit of Thor's costume from the comics. And obviously, this mishmash is kind of I'm have to actually. Maybe I should cheat and make that literally that color as well, and move it behind that layer. So we've got Superman's kind of like light blue. No, I don't like the light blue costume on him. Doesn't. Okay, we'll do it that way and we'll do the shading. I just need to get that purple and drop that on a few areas below, and then we are done with these weird flats, as we call it in the term for what we're doing. What was 22 converted to US dollars? It's probably about the same. It's about $27, I think. Oh, Mega Prime, glad you made it back home safe. Red Knight says, okay, and the night, okay, and is might give your OC a bit of life into that. It might do, yeah. Red Knight says they're going for today. No worries, Red Knight. We'll catch you next time. Kingpin Creations. I both love and hate the "you decide" phrase. Great when I use it on other people, not so much when they use it on me. I completely agree. It's the whole, yeah, you decide. It's like, well, I'm thinking of getting it if I can afford it, but I need to make sure it's an investment worth getting. Is the key and the trick to it. Okay, so we've got the flats done, which is quite cool. Frankenstein Hero. Yep, definitely the Frankenstein Hero. And I think we're pretty much there on the flats. So I want to just do my standard bit where I alpha lock all the layers and I just try and add a bit of a color gradient to some layers. I know I've missed one actually. I've missed a bit, but that's fine. Just a bit of color, like a gradient to them to do stuff. I need to find that layer, that color, and at the moment he's got skin claws, but let's put him back to adamantium. And then go back to this layer where we want that color and to go a little bit lighter. Add a few little bits to the face in a few areas of the gradient. It's not a huge amount, but it works. It's just finding that right combination of colors to just add that gradient effect. Because let's face it, Procreate doesn't do gradients. I can gradient map if I do the values in grays, black, and white. I can then gradient map over the top, and I might do that as an illustration at some point to show the difference. But there's not a lot else I can do with gradients other than build them up with alpha locks, which is fun, but it takes longer. Ting says, "Who wants to help? Who want? Oh, sorry, help. Who wants to bet my pencil doesn't last after tonight because it's really small? Um, get one of those extender things that you can put the edge of the pencil in, and it will last until it's absolutely gone." Justin says, "I love when in TV shows the characters are aware or just outright seeing their theme song." Yeah, that's quite cool. Like Daily Life of the Demon King, I think it is. He walks in, but everywhere he walks, or the other demons, like the big bad bosses, they hear his theme song, which is really cool. Mega Prime says this hero definitely made a deal with the fourth wall awareness demon. Oh yeah, this one just basically someone went around and took all the body parts from all over the multiverse and decided, yeah, we'll go with that. But it's really simple to do the effects you want to do. If you've got an airbrush 50%, you know roughly the size that you want to use, and then you just lightly go over and around some of the areas to give the feeling of what you want. And then just add, you need to know roughly where your lighting source is for this though. My lighting source often comes down from the top afterwards, but I need a bit of a glow on the body. Got to run for a bit, but I shall return later. It's looking really cool. No problem, Kingpin Creations. Thank you for joining so far, and we will probably still be here. We've got a bit of time because I started early, so we're going to go as far as we can get onto this one. Justin says, even though it wasn't Prime Universe Ben, but the reboot Ben sings the classic theme song. Yeah, that's quite cool. Tegan says, random person. Yes, we won. That one person. Then why do I hear boss music? Yes, definitely. Which is always quite cool. Right, and what was my next? Oh yeah, next layer, which is the main bulk of the body for One Punchy. I mean, once they're done, I can technically just merge them down to get more layers back. Because that frees up the layers because you've got a limit. So it's always a good thing. Key tip: merge from the layer above down in Procreate. Otherwise, you will lose. It inherits because it inherits the layer value of the one below. So if you merge a normal layer down onto a color dodge layer, everything that's normal above becomes color dodge. But if you had that color dodge layer merged to a normal layer and then you did the normal layer down, it would actually keep the effects that you want, which is quite cool. But I may as well ask anybody got any questions or anything for me during the stream while we're sat here. What's that one? It is nice being able to actually just zoom in to do some of these shadow bits, then heavily rely on the having it at a set point because, as I said it before, when it's videos, it's a little bit harder to do without having to zoom in to keep it from being jarring. There's a dark glowing red color behind Asta's wing, by the way. Do you mean around the outline of the wing or in the wing? Oh, that's fine. If it's the outline, I'll add that with a layer effect at the end with the background image and stuff to give the effect. I'll do that one at the end. Only if it's an actual solid color element I need to worry about. If it's just an outline bit, then we'll do it in a bit. Sorry for what? You bought the Infinity Stones back, Omega? You put sorry, I'm not sure what's going on. It's more of a glow effect than anything. That's fine. I've got a plan for that. If it's oh, I see what you mean. It's kind of like comes around in the darker areas. You see it more like a almost like an outer glow around that part of it. So that's not a problem. I got a plan for that. That's cool. I've got ideas. Yeah, I've seen one on a couple other illustrations where it's not just around the wing, it's around other bits that stand out from what they've done. But I get an idea what you're on about. There's a bit of a red glow to it. None of them have a driver's license. They have never been given the chance to, nor the opportunity to learn to drive, and they probably never will. Just because, no. Good question though, but at the moment, none of them know how to drive anything. Envol's probably the closest, but I don't think he knows. No, Nexon wouldn't. Nexon would have a fake license. Literally, he would have a fake driver's license that he says is legit. He'd literally probably take the test in one universe and then say the license applies to every universe and doesn't care. Which is kind of a cool idea, but also kind of a bit of a crazy-ish concept. No, he made it safely, but he got all the supplies from the DMV to make it look legit. Yeah, no, I still think he would literally take a test just once, pass the test in one more in your universe, and then decide that test applies to every universe. I'm good. I'm sorted. I think that's how it would go. How many likes have we got? How many have we got watching? If you guys are enjoying just the weird mashup or just a chilled casual stream with us, smash the like button. It does help get the video out to more people, and it's really really the best and easiest way to show some support for the channel. You know, just helps me know that you guys are enjoying it. And if you got any questions, let me know. The chat is on for subscribers only chat, so you know you can just subscribe for to chat, ask questions, or you know just lurk in the background and enjoy the stream. It's all perfectly good. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I should have done this a bit more of a clever way of doing this, but never mind. I'll do it a bit more smart way of doing it. The best I'm going to get on that one for that currently. Owen Hart, not much. We've started colouring in the weird mashup of heroes to make a truly horrific monster. And by the time I'm done with it, it's going to look really creepy, I hope. Should be quite interesting. It should be quite nice, quite interesting. Dempsey, look behind Dark Castle, Dark Illusion is right behind. Ooh. How would it work in a multiverse with a universe of no cars? He would just turn around and say it's a special license to do what he wants. That'd be quite cool. Hey Ben, I gather you've been off watching Popcross's video and come back. I'm not going to ask who was in it. I've seen the artwork. I kind of I'm part of his Patreon, so I get all the information. Omen Hart, I have seen your submission. I love the fact it keeps the feel of false. I've picked a couple submissions. I haven't confirmed which ones are what yet. A lot of people have submitted via Discord this time, which is quite cool because a load of people aren't going to know what this everyone's submission was. It's kind of keeping it behind the scenes. I am almost tempted to turn around and make it so it's email only on submissions, but I know not everyone's got access to that. So I will leave it how it is for now. But it is quite cool. It's I am quite enjoying how things turning out. What was that? Oh, I did a lot of things on that there. That's fine. That scar's going to stay the same roughly anyway, so that I don't need to worry about changing. And yeah, currently we're just I say we're just working across this mismatch of heroes and that to create what we want to create. I think maybe I want to, you know what, I do want to do something like that. Make it look like a scar, but pick up the bit. So now that the merge down actually works, and then for the eye, we're nearly done on the flats, which is really cool because I'm quite glad about that. I will probably tweak the eye a bit more later with some more colors and stuff, but I think that'll do. So if I merge that down, I'll add the standard textured layer. Over the top, which is basically just a hard light layer with I've got a noise effect brush. It's basically a grainy brush, and it gives you that texture over the top. And then all you do is you just adjust the opacity to roughly where you want it, just about see it. Similar to what Popcross has done with his airbrush. It's just a fantastic way to add some aspects, and then we just need a slightly bit here. It's got to be on an overlay layer, and you just literally below highlight, just pick out some more of these highlighted bits that you want to be more prominent, or going to be more reflective. It's not a lot, you just need to do a couple, and it just helps so that when we drop in the background color, which I'm going to do in a second, it's going to be that color. I need two of these, so I need that up to 100, that onto about that color's first. Oh, what have I missed? What is your theory on what if humans never evolved? Planet of the Apes. that just to go with that. I'm just shocked at who Benny told the story to. I'm also not saying who because I don't know who here is the Scrider podcast. Oh, but I know who he was chatting to, so I know what you're on about. Alright, so Gaussian blur that to about 70%. Create a new layer. Add the brighter blue. Make sure it's large enough. Woo! And then Gaussian blur that up. About 60. That'll work. I need to duplicate that layer, and I need to take that entire section here, color it in red. That'll make sense later on to everybody. If my animations Oh, sorry. If your submission is chosen, are you going to show the cup of coffee villain? You should know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to spoil chosen. If it's chosen, I'll take bits of the lore and the info out, and I will make sure to keep an eye out for that bit. I haven't actually read the lore bit through, but I think I've got an idea what you're on about. I've read something that made me chuckle when you first submitted it, so I will have a look. But yeah, if it does, I will remember to put that part in. Wouldn't it be crazy, Justin? This wouldn't it be crazy if the creator of the multiverse actually created everybody to be the same and equal, but over time, humans the bridge from all other humans over time, which leads us to go. But okay, that's being equal again. That'd be quite interesting. Ben says Dempsey, maybe for another Frankenstein's monster, or maybe for another. I think you're about another live stream or a Frankenstein's monster. Do horror video games, horror movie, or both types of characters. Frankenstein monster, well, monster. Maybe I'm not sure if we'll do another one this side of Halloween, basically, because next month, next week is the redraw on Monday. It's not going to be well. Currently, it's the redraw, so it's not really going to be down to everything being quite as expected. Add 50%, and I'll just add an extra ad layer into there to be on the safe side. On that, just to test this properly. Cool, that'll work. I want to make this look a bit creepy, so I will probably make their skin look a bit more wrinkly and stuff on it, which would be quite cool. Oh, the video you shared with the art. Ah. Wait, you shared video with the art. I will go back and have a look in a minute. All right. Guys, I'm going to mute this a minute because I just need to take a quick break. And then we'll continue this. So I just need like a 2-3 minute break, and then I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, guys. Hopefully I've got the mic back on and you can hear me, otherwise it's going to be very interesting. I'll be talking to myself again. Can we do a Lord's Head Fusion next time we do one of these random stream ideas? I'll put a poll out for some of the random ideas. Make sure to comment it on this video, and I'll make a poll and schedule it for some point. Haha, oh, Resident Evil. Ooh, that was going to kind of be on the Halloween list, but it'll be something else. It'll be quite interesting. I think if I do something Resident Evil, I'd have to tweak it slightly to be. I'd have to fuse it with something that's not that creepy, like Rainbow Friends or My Singing Monsters. Um, what if My Singing Monsters were in Resident Evil? Would you guys like to see something like that? Just taking something really like kids cartoony and just putting them as horror monsters from Resident Evil. Ben, you might give me a good idea here. What do you mean the blue thing? You mean like what I did with the Blitzo one or something? Happy Tree Friends Resident Evil. Wow. I'm in heart. I needed to excuse myself for 2 to 3 minutes to sort something out and now continue the stream. But yeah, so I guess what I want to do is start off with my rough light direction and just add some. Not going to be huge, but I do want to. This is the darkest area as such, so kind of want these to pick up some bits. And there's a lot of stitches, so there's going to be quite a. I think I should do. Actually, not that. I think I should do that around the actual combined part. Oh, the same shading I did. Oh, I know what you mean. Using a lighter blue. I will test that in a second. I know what you mean now. Using like that purpley blue to shade the color. Let's check that. So you mean instead of doing this, go to like that type of color. Maybe a little bit darker. A bit more bluer. I think it'd probably have to be around that. I'll try that, see what's happening. That's not a bad idea, Ben. Could put a character from Rainbow Friends, Garten Abandon, and Poppy Playtime into Resident Evil. That'd be quite cool. Omenheart, I've got 3 sketchbooks with me in class with some of my best art, but the piece I did yesterday doesn't look like I drew it at all. It's quacking terrifying. Is that in a good way or a bad way that you're saying that? I mean, does it look like you've done an amazing piece of art compared to normal and it's like your game's gone up a level? Or do you mean you don't know what you were thinking when you drew this and you've looked at it and you've done the what did I do? Or Future Resident Evil with Ben 10, Marvel, DC, My Hero Academia, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Sonic and Mario. Yeah, if I do that, I will probably do a Resident Evil spree. That should be quite interesting. Right, so we've got a lot of these shadows in place, which will be pretty much most of this base bit here. But I kind of want to make him a bit more evil looking. Just to see how that looks. Yeah, that'll work. I want the evil part of it. Enjoy the evil residents. Yeah, I love playing the games. I've played most of them and I've watched all the movies. I absolutely love them. That's going to be that way inclined. That's going to be more of a little stitch. Okay, a little stitch. think that ear will probably have to at least come up to this part. The only thing Pokemon has in common with Resident Evil is they have characters named Leon. I can make Pokemon work with Resident Evil. It'll be almost similar to SCPs, but it'll be a viral outbreak. Pokemon. What if Resident Evil was in Pokemon? Oh my god, could you imagine some of the mutated forms of the characters we could do? I bet someone's done that already though. Guarantee it. I'm in Heart. Both, to be honest, while it looks good, it looks like something I could achieve in about maybe 6 or 7 years, not a few months. If you're drawing a lot of the time, your artwork will go up dramatically, and especially if you're doing the right type of drawing. It's hard to explain, but if you compare my artwork that I did, I've got one on the channel actually. I did an illustration, I think of Android 21, which is just basically looking like the anime style one, and I went to make it realistic, and I did 3 months later or something, and it looked insane. And if I compare some of the artwork in the videos that I do, which I consider the best, I've sat down, I've spent a lot of time on, like that Blitzo one from last week's live stream. Oh, sorry, the live stream 2 weeks ago. I compare that in 4 hours to some of the other artwork I've done in 4 hours. It's massively different, and I've just gotten faster and just learned a few extra tips. It's amazing, but the comparison is just insane. Try to put red in the. Oh, you mean the pupils? I to make it look more evil. Well, this is a superhero Frankenstein monster. It's not supposed to look super evil. It's gonna have some kind of Halloweeny feel to it, because obviously it is like a mismatch of the bodies, but it's not going to be inherently that this is a super evil character. It's just going to be this is a it's got to have some form of like stitching and detail to make it look the part, if that makes sense. Like Jimmy is me, the gym leaders mutated with the ace Pokemon. That'd be quite cool. Your favorite SCP is SCP-113. I'll have to check that one out later. I can't remember which one that one is. Right, let's string that up. So if the light's here and we want the light coming, I guess we've got a bit of a. It's coming from the right down on this one. So these bits will be dark. Leading to a lighter section here. Which then leads back to darkness around here, which is fine because I can work with that in the shadow bit that I'm doing on this part. But there will be some more light coming in from it in a minute. So probably come down to here, and then we probably get a line out here and then back to here. That's probably going to have more of a cut that way. Yeah, I like that. That's quite cool. Have you read Universalis and Interactive Webtoon yet? Say it while keeping the S at the end of Universalis. Oh, Universally. I think sounds better. Yeah, it does. I haven't yet. I you missed the part I said at the start of the stream where I've been so manic this week with work and that it's meant I haven't had a chance to catch up with everything I want to. It's on the list to catch up with the copyright music if I can ever get that working again like we had at the start, so it's clear and not tinny. To get that working, and then get some of the other bits sorted, which is kind of key and kind of crucial to get bits done. But yeah, I haven't had a look yet. It's definitely on the list. As soon as I get a chance to, I will. I've just everything's so manic at the moment. I have to prioritize work, videos, and then what I'd like to do, which is kind of a bit of a chaotic moment, I believe. How do you get a plot idea? um, how do you mean? What, as in for my stories and that I use, or in general? Because ideally, it's just a case of you for my stories and the stuff that I do on the channel. I take a subject that I even know or I like or I'm getting into, another subject that has something quite interesting for the story, and I mesh them together. Um, Before a plot idea, it depends on what you want to do. Sometimes people have a message they want to convey, so their whole video or episodes around a certain aspect. It's like with an anime episode. The first one's introducing some characters, like the main character, where they, the plot idea is they've gone to another fantasy world. They're now a vending machine on one of them. Um, Later on, it's okay, they're vending machine. So in the second episode, it's what can they do as a vending machine to try and communicate with someone when they can't speak more than a couple of phrases, but they can do certain things. And then you just build it up, some each idea one by one by one by one. Should be quite cool. But yeah, the plot is basically what message you want to convey or what you want to happen in that segment or that entire story. If you think about the stuff for YouTube, think about like one episode. So where I draw 3 pictures, one episode in the series is like the first episode in an anime series. You get the introduction to stuff, you get a bit of the story, you get a bit to get you hooked in. Then you can delve onto some really, really random experiences, or taking I think there's one that's he's like he was the world's greatest pastry chef and he died and got reincarnated into another world with magic and stuff, but they've got no sweets, so he's spending all his time using his knowledge to benefit the land, the stuff that's grown and that and everything, to make it more prosperous, so he can actually make the sweets he wants to eat that he's been missing for the last 10-15 years while he's been growing up. So it's really, really random, but the plots are really cool. So there's just a weird amalgamation of a message that you want to convey in either that episode or the story, or a message you actually want to convey, like a lesson to be learned, is the best way of getting a plot that works. Webtoon characters as monster hunters is on the list as well. I will put that on the list. That could be an interesting one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it is twisted what happens. You don't know how much power you would have if you had SCP-113 in your hands. That could be quite interesting. Did I notice your SCP Monster Hunter idea? No, I didn't even spot that wherever it was. But that's not a bad idea. Uh, that helps, thank you. And I've been stuck on that for a little bit. Yeah, I find that as well sometimes. Just asking, what makes a good plot or something. I'm not gonna lie, I have had a bit of inspiration on a lot of stuff from being on Popcross's Patreon with his weekly podcast, his popcasts. They are really good. Um, I find them quite useful, but yeah, it's just a case of whatever helps, and it's experience as well. It's like while I've been doing YouTube, it's coming up with the plots and the stories. You pay attention to things a lot more over time, which does help on a lot of things. Also makes it a bit trickier on some things, but it does help on a lot. I know I'm kind of moving away from the face a little bit. I'm kind of just wanting to get some of these core shadowish elements kind of defined before we do any special effects or any major renderings on this. There's a few elements where if it's kind of metallic but supposed to look a certain way, there's a certain effect or series of effect type things you can do to make it work really. Okay, so let's look to doing the next layer of this face. This obviously is going to pick up some of what was on there before, but I'm going to go in this time rather than out on a lot of it. I just feel it's going to have a much more deeper effect to convey these bits that I want to do here with what I've got here, make things darker bit by bit. Oh, interesting. Emhart says Ehrenfeld not talking about the adventures he's been on, but the adventures of other monster hunters or webtoon characters. Sounds like a really good video. That could be quite interesting, actually, having him talk about other things. I mean, he's talked about monsters he's encountered, and he has touched upon about parties he's been with that have been annihilated while he's been hunting monsters. But he's not talked about some of the other characters that have kind of survived or been around or anything like that. So that's quite an interesting concept there, Eamon Hart. It's not really one I've delved much into either, so it could be quite interesting. Hi Wolf Galaxy, how's it going? I started the stream a bit earlier today, so we've been going for a little while to do the flats and get onto this stage. But you've come at the more interesting bit where we start adding details and light and shading to the face of the characters on this like superhero mashup that we've got. Which is quite cool. How's your day going? Just says, does Aaronfold drink with the Beast Tamer character? We haven't had Hero the Beast Tamer in a while, but Aaronfold did eventually get, well, he was left fighting and badly injured, and I haven't really delved into what their relationship is. They will make really good. They'll have a good bit of banter between them. Aaronfold wanted to slay everything, and this guy wanted to save everything. I think would be a really good bantery type of episode. The only consideration is the next episode for the Beast Tamer is down to that kind of artistic kid coming up with it because that was the agreement. However, and they voiced the character, so it's kind of a bit tricky to do a lot expanding that when people want to see that. I will chase them for that. It's been a little while. If it's going to be a case of the character's going to be changed slightly or not voiced by TKK anymore, then I will sort that out and work that into an episode. I don't know what's happening on that one, to be honest. It's been a while and I almost forgot about that character in a sense, because we haven't heard from them. But I'll figure that one out because it would be quite cool to re-add the Beast Tamer. Maybe for the plot of Pokemon Resident Evil, maybe do experiments on Guzzlord, Trevant, Toxicroak, Mimikyu, and Gengar to make Pokemon powerful, but instead turning the gym leaders into mutants. I've already got an idea if how I will do that story for that, Ben. For the idea, I'm a very big Resident Evil fan, and I will think if I'm going to do that right, I will take the concept of Pokemon, take the concept of a certain story arc from Pokemon, and tie that into the Resident Evil story arc, which will be quite interesting. I could write that in my sleep almost. It just takes time to write it, but I've got an idea. Can you do one from One Piece? I have done a One Piece character. I did Luffy as a dragon at one point with anime characters as dragons. I am open to the idea of doing more anime characters, and I do want to do a One Piece episode. I just never got around to doing it with my list of things since the series came out. But it is something that I do like, and I've watched the anime up to like the latest one, or well, at least 2 weeks ago, and I've read most of the mangas, so it's something I'm really looking forward to doing. Hey, Marin, no worries. I started early, so you're not that late. Just a heads up. I have said this before in the stream, but Marin, I am doing a FNAF episode on Friday. Don't panic. It's not SCP related. We will do that whenever you get a chance to finish it. So there's no rush. Real life takes priority first, but I will be doing FNAF content on the channel. So when you're ready for that, then we can sort that out. But I have got a FNAF one happening Friday, and I have stated I will not be around for comments straight away after it drops because I'm watching the FNAF movie on Friday night. Around the time the video drops, I'll still be in the cinema. Maureen says about that. You finished it, yeah? Sorry, I'm just messing with that one. It's generally there's no rush. It's on whenever you can get that done or what you want to do with that. If things have changed and you're not going to be able to, that's not a problem either. It's a case of I'll just sort bits and bobs out, but yeah, it's not an issue on anything really. I have like school breaks, so I'll put my time into finishing it. Don't burn yourself out. Have fun, enjoy your break. Just spend a little bit of time here and there on it, and I'm sure that'll be fine. I've deliberately made it so this FNAF episode is nothing anyone's done, and Popcross hasn't even done this yet. If he drops something on Wednesday or Friday around the subject I'm doing, I will cry. But currently he's not done anything on this, and I am so excited for this because it's I've been learning bits of lore. It's been a while since I've had to learn any lore on anything, so it's quite cool. What have we got? Yeah, I quite like how the colors of effect are coming out now that we've got this done with the background as well. I think it adds to it. Kimmin Creations, it's really nice and it's working out. You could turn Delphic users into folklore creatures, possibly. Evanhart, you'll never believe what I did this weekend. I sold somewhat rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards and $100 by selling those rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and already spent 80 on a new deck. It's called Fair Hire. I bought some booster packs and spent, I don't know how much I spent, but I've got there's 100. Wait, hang on, no, I think there's 150. No, wait, hang on. I think there's 50 packs of free cards in a pack for the Pokemon Trick or Treat ones. I need to check. And then I bought 6 packs of Magic the Gathering. One is the Lord of the Rings pack, and I don't know what the other one is. I've never actually got any of the Magic the Gathering cards before. So this is going to be completely new for me. I will just open it and be like, oh my god, for how cool they look. But I'm basically looking at doing another Booster Art Fusion challenge video at some point, which will be quite cool. So, yeah, but I know what you mean in terms of the decks and stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh, I've got loads of cards from Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm still always looking to do a bit more on them here and there. All right, let's work down. What am I drawing, Wolf Galaxy? It's a Frankenstein monster made out of several superheroes from lots of different series, DC, Marvel, and anime. We've got Goku from Dragon Ball, Thor, Superman, Wolverine, Batman, the demon stuff coming out from Asta from Black Clover, Ahsoka from Star Wars, One Punch Man, Guyver, Iron Man, Gravity Girl from My Hero Academia, and Frankenstein from Ben 10. It's an amalgamation of everything. Oh, Kingpin, are you on about the FNAF one or that I'm doing with Marin or the or the other one? That's not a problem, Marin. Thank you for joining and popping in, and I will catch you next time. And enjoy your break when you get it as well. You've got to do that or you're in trouble. So we've kind of, yeah, Wolf Galaxy, we've kind of created a weird Dragon Ball superhero. It's a weird superhero mashup for Halloween. Um, we haven't got any story behind it. It's not a part of a video. It is just absolutely insane. Well, the FNAF's SC piece, yeah. My FNAF one on Friday, I am super excited about. I've been writing the story and I've been getting into it, and I'm only doing 3 illustrations in it. But if it goes down well, I will do a part 2 for the start of November. Because obviously we've got the redraw Monday, so I won't be able to do a part 2 by then. But if this goes well, this could be a really good series. It could really pick up. Alright, it's not a problem. You may not want to leave, but if you want to leave and you've got to get on with stuff or it's late, then by all means just say bye and go. It is not a problem. I appreciate the fact that you don't want to go away. It's quite nice that you want to watch the stream. And I could go, no, you're not sleepy. Stay and watch the stream. But I'm also a person who knows that, sleep can catch up with you really quickly. At better times at any point when you haven't had enough of it. So, yeah. Tegan says, I have 2 plot ideas. One of them is based off something I heard on a YouTube short. That'd be quite cool, actually. If you do it based off of what you've heard in YouTube short, you might be able to, if you do publish something, you might be able to piggyback off that short if it's a popular short, the topic. I guess it just depends on what you're potentially looking to do. Right, so that's going to need a bit there, a little bit here, a bit here, but so we have. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough still from where I was poorly last time, which is a bit annoying, but it happens. That's quite cool. Okay, so I do want to put a tiny bit of highlights on the face, but I don't want too many. I just want to just a few that you might expect to get on the skin of a character, and maybe on the top of the lip slightly, and then just really like just enough to cause kind of like a lipstick effect. Kind of works. I think that I need to do some on the overlay underneath that just to make sure that stands out a bit more, just like a. Oh, that works so much better. I want to share the amazing improved art I've done, but I want to do it via community redraw. All my best art I've done is better than false, and the other ones I've submitted combined. Wow. I guess you'll have to find either redraw have to match what you want to do, or you'll just have to submit them, and then they can get shown off if they're not selected. We'll have to have a look on that one. No worries, Marin. Bye. Thank you for joining the stream, and hopefully you'll watch this later, and we'll catch up while you're off later on. Okay, says, what part of Halloween do you like? The spooky stories, the sweets, horror movies everywhere, and just the whole fun of it all. Is that a scene of Frank or behind me? No. There's no rancors behind me. I have put up a nice little protective barrier. I've lost my protective barrier. Anyway, yep. Oh, this needs a little bit of a. Just to kind of add to that slightly metallic feel. Cool. I think we finished the head part of the character, so we can now move on to going back. And this is the literally it's just go back through layers, either to do sections. Just do sections of this piece by piece and just work our way through it for where everything's kind of going to be. In fact, that's all going to be quite. So we come down here, down there, that. That's kind of going to be dark for the most part. And then it's going to pick back up to light and then be dark again. And then I've added some weird lighting effects on here to kind of glow out that side a bit. Which should be fine. Yeah, I think that'll work. Potentially. I'm not worried about having perfect shadows, but I want shadows that make sense. Wolf Galaxy. Oh no, I'm going to be right back. That's fine. That's not a problem, Wolf Galaxy. Eamon who who would win a duel to the death? Popcross Studios or DempseyJ Illustrations? Not just any duel, a Yu-Gi-Oh duel where the loser sent to Shadow Realm. I've won. I've got all 5 parts of Exodia for a start, so if I can use that, I've won. I've got a deck which can kill them off while healing me or stopping me getting injured. I've got a deck where my life points happen. I've got cards. I mean, what rules are we playing? Is it any cards we want that we can have, but we have a limit of 3 of those cards? Or are we playing by tournament rules where you have certain limitations to what you can be put into the decks? Because the cards I've got, I've also got the 3 god cards. Or 2 god cards. I've got a god card at least in my deck. Obelisk the Tormentor. I've got 5 parts of oh, TCG Master Duel. Oh, well, it depends what I've got on my card deck on that, but TCG rules. Okay, I think it will probably get it down to the. I mean, are we doing 1 duel with a life points? Are we doing the 3 duels? Configurations. That is absolutely genius for a title. Just TCG rules. So we get 3 duels, and it's the winner of the person who wins the first 2 duels. Yeah. I don't know if Popcross has got any Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's an interesting one. I still think I would probably stand a good chance of winning that, but you know, you never know. I've probably got less chance now that I've said that. I've probably jinxed it, but you know. We can only wait and see. I think depending on the deck I've got on the day, I stand a rather good chance of winning. However, if Popcross is like me, I believe he is, and he's been building up Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a while, or he's got them, or he just goes out and buys a ton of them, I might be in trouble. Omen Heart, how are you going to beat me? How would you beat everyone here in Yu-Gi-Oh? Um, uh, I've seen someone going outside to show my car. No, I can't park outside the front today, so I parked a little bit down the way. So it's not by my car. Or if it is, I don't know about it. I don't think it's by my car. Kingpin Creation, I'd love to see that as a live stream or a collab video. That would be so fun. What, having a Pokemon, sorry, a Yu-Gi-Oh duel with Popcross. I'll message him at some point and say, do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Because apparently everybody wants to see me and you do a duel. That'd be quite interesting. Tegan, ask your question away. You have some monsters for hire. Okay, but I've got the Sorcerer of Dark Magic, Dark Magician of Black Chaos, Dark Magician, a Dark Magician Girl, 2 Valkyrie Magicians. I basically got a whole spellcaster deck with gold cards and cards to get the gold cards out and ways to keep my life points going. If I could put my deck into a online game thing and we play, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'd actually be quite curious to see what happens on that one. Because yeah. Okay, so for this bit, I hope you forgive me, Justin. I'm just going to try and give an impression of. I know it's technically one black mass, but I don't like the idea of a black mass. I want to make it look a bit cooler. So I'm just looking at giving it kind of giving it a bit of a. I'll add the red glow effect to it. Don't worry. I just want to give it a bit of like a. It looks daft, but because it's like living stuff going around, I kind of want to give it a bit of a more organic feel. What is a plot? Because the two I've just sound like morals. A plot is the actual story based around learning the morals. So your plot is what happens in the story. A plot twist is where the story continues a certain point, and then what everyone expects to happen, something completely out the blue happens. So, my plot for like my plot for the last video, Made in Abyss, was the narrators go into the Made in Abyss actual universe, inside the abyss where the curses are, and they encounter various creatures based on the curses while doing their mission for the Department of Multiversal Matters. Now, the small plot twist in that is they encountered characters from Made in Abyss that met their specialties. So Erenfold fought a dragon that because he's a battle junkie, it couldn't die in a certain area. Dina Daniclaw wasn't there, but Demonica met a demon who, she wants to keep as a pet. She never killed the demon, but she never said she let it go either. So, but she wants it as a pet. And Nexum saw a mech armor or a robotic type creature that could have been like his mech armor, so he wants to believe it's a mech armor battling. He took a scan, looked at it, thinks it's quite cool. He could use some of the things later on, but it it all tied in with their specialties. So it's quite interesting to see what happens with it. So that was the kind of like the plot. The plot is the narrators go into this universe. They are on a mission for the Department of Multiversal Matters, but they encounter characters from the Made in Abyss universe that having basically variants of their specialty subjects, and that's how I came up with the plot for it. The twist was the fact that Demonica, being a demon, is the only one that can go up and down the layers without being affected by the curse at all. So that's quite a cool one. And then yeah, but that's the plot. The plot is what's happening in the story. What's the key point of the story? What's the goal? And then the plot twist obviously is when you just throw that out the window. You twist it one way and then back again and back again. But yeah, that's the general. That's what I believe a plot is anyway. So that's from my opinion. Emin Hart, Popcross versus DempseyJ Illustrations, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, the duel against creative minds. I love seeing these titles. Ben says, if you do a Marvel DC video, maybe if you use Solomon Grundy with the Rhino. I've got it mapped out. I've for part 2, I'll put that on the list. But for the first one that I'm going to do, I have all 3 fusions matched out, and their characters I've not done on the channel before. For anything DC or Marvel, I've actually looked at. Sorry, I've actually looked at other things that it could be other characters that may not be well known but have cool designs and a bit of backstory to do. So I've done a bit of R&D in this. I basically wanted to do this one 2 weeks ago, but I never got round to finishing it. It's one that's partially done. Justin says, fun fact on the Black Aster, it's not actually the devil's wings. It's actually made out of anti-magic. Yep. Which is quite cool. Welcome back, Wolf Galaxy. Do the narrator's reaction to Asda, in what sense? I mean, which one's he meeting? Which narrator first? And what's the scenario? Because I could probably chuck something together quite quickly, but I'm kind of curious now what the scenario would be. I mean, the easiest one to do is Connor Farley, the SCP narrator. Meeting Asta, because he'd have a very unique outlook, I would have thought. I've got a feeling that I can actually cheat on most of this. I say cheat, it just means that I can actually highlight a whole section of this to be done darker than the rest. Yeah. The Monica Nexon Aeronfold and Dino Dinoclaw. Okay, I'll do Connor as well, because Connor meeting Asta would be quite interesting. That'd be interesting, fusing my narrators with stuff. Right, let's see if I can actually do voices. I got to think how those narrators do it. I know what would happen. Egan dropped your pencil. I know what would happen if Connor met Asta, because it'd be quite interesting. It'll be Connor would basically see it as Asta's got his Grimlaw was an SCP, and the demon was possessed by the Grimlaw, and he'd turn it around to be an SCP BC001. I gotta think how I do it on the spot. The problem is I think too much sometimes on these, which doesn't always help. Okay, Justin, what scenario have they met Asta in? Help me out a little bit. Give me a scenario, like what were they doing when they met him, or what's Asta doing as they met him? What's my favorite anime? Oh, there are so many. Dragon Ball, I've watched them probably the most of, but I think my favorite anime's got to be the one that got me into it, which was Guyver. So the original Guyver series, I've always loved that. In fact, that's why I deliberately put Guyver's kind of like leg in on this. I've loved the Guyver series, but there's so many anime, it's hard to tell. I mean, If I'm going back old school, it's Guyver that first got me in it. If I'm going back for teenage years, it's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, um, GT, the original Dragon Ball series, absolutely amazing. If I'm going for more tech and mech, it'll be Gundam and Knights and Magic, Macross Plus, Detonator Organ, Techno Blade, or it's Techno Man, but I think it's Techno Blade. I've watched so many, it's hard to tell. I just, yeah, loads of them. um, nice. You got your pencil back. Cool. I've still got mine. All My Hero Academia characters, all my narrators like Nexum, Baku, Deca, and Dina, Claw, Fuppy, now for Demonic Kuraka. That'd be quite interesting. Here's an idea for you: Koi Fish Game, Popper Studios, and others, artists versus gamers. Doing what? Actually, that's the point. Koi, are you lurking in the background today? I don't know if you are. Nope. I'll catch you when you're lurking one day. I'll find you. Um, sorry, it's a little thing we've got. Often Koi's lurking in the background, sorting things out and cooking stuff and snattering. I think Minecraft's still here, potentially, which is quite cool. So there are mods. But yeah, in terms of favorite anime, there's so many to say. I can't really decide completely which one's my favorite. I've got a whole list. It depends on what genre, what time. I mean, I've watched hundreds of anime. It's like I watch them. I love reading mangas as well, so it's hard to tell which one to it's my absolute favorite. Asta's in the hideout until the narrators show up, but it's a battle at the hideout. Maybe the narrators are training Asta. Okay. So I think Ehrenfold will be let's think, how would Ehrenfold approach this? Because he wants to slay everything, but if he's training, it's a different matter. Um, so Ehrenfold will probably be something like, well, lad, you got a demon inside you. How about you and me have a little sparring match? We'll see just how good this demon be. And he'll basically just all out battle him. Asta would be up for it because Asta basically likes fighting as well. He's a bit of a battle junkie. I think Demonica wouldn't actually do anything in that case because she would know the demon's weaknesses anyway in the first place. So what would happen is I think in Demonica's case, Asta would attack with the demon, the anti-magic from the Grimlock, and the demon taking over part of his body as such. And as he went to strike her, I would like to think that the demon would just stop the attack and freeze before hitting her, just at a glance from her, and it'd back away and dissipate. And then Asta would be like, "What's happening?" And Demonica would just be a little sly comment going, something like, "That's a good boy," or something like that to the demon because it's just terrified of her because of stuff you don't know about Demonica, which gets revealed later on down the storyline. Dino Dinoclaw will just probably he would start off being more like, do I really have to fight you? You've got a battle junkie and a moronic mech armor creator over there. Can't you hassle them? And then he'll probably transform into his dinosaur form and go mental in a fight after being pushed. Nexum would probably be a case of, hey, yeah, you. Hey, kid. Asta was it? I've got a mech armor here that I don't think you or your anti-magic can beat. So how about you come down to the training hall later and we'll see what happens. But only if you can survive a fight with good old Aaronfold over there. He looks like he's itching to have a bit of a workout. Um, and And then I think Connor Farley, if he was there, the SCP guy would be, well, hang on, park, park, park. Well, what do we have here? Looks like we got another SCP. And then he basically just turn around and say like the Grimlord is an SCP. So it's like, SCP BC 001. And then whatever the what's the demon's name? Lebby. And then he just basically classify it, what classification it is and stuff and that, and want to take it back to the Foundation. Owen Hart says artists have to beat gamers in games, or gamers have to beat artists at art in a certain time. And if it's a live stream, the people vote who has the better art games artists. That would be quite an interesting one. That'd take a bit of setting up to do, but that's quite interesting. Ben says I confuse Blade with John Constantine, Ghost Rider with Johnny Blaze, Hellboy, Spawn, or Mortimus. You also get the theme of these fusions. Yeah, I get the theme of those fusions. Also, Austin is more of an exercise freak. Asta, yeah, Asta's more of an exercise freak, but he does like battling to test that, the strength. He does like fighting. He's not afraid of competition. He is a little bit of a battle junkie. The Demon's Mind after seeing the moniker. Sorry if I spelled it wrong. Screw this, I'm out. Yeah, you were very close on spelling it. It's just that first A is an I, so it's like demonic, and then the word A, the letter A at the end. But no, I agree. It's like, yeah, sod this, I'm out. But that's because Demonica's got a few tricks up her sleeve that I haven't released yet. And I've had these bits, mapped out for her for a very, very long time when they do release or get dropped. So I have a few things in store with Demonica and the story and Loki, because Loki is coming back in a couple of story bits at some point, which is going to be a really interesting, because we haven't actually heard from like. In fact, I have to remember how to do Loki's voice. Oh no. Uh-oh. That'll be an interesting episode. That's all I can say. Power. If you want power. The power. Oh, I can't do the voice now. I'm gonna have to replay the video and figure out the voice. I know the character it was based upon, but oh my god, that was a while ago. Uh-oh. This is the problem if you do voices on a character and you don't do the character in a very long time. It gets a little bit complicated after a while. Not too complicated, but it's the voices, because it's like Nexum. I've done Nexum more, so I can go, hey, yeah, you kid, yeah. Or Ehrenfold. It's basically the Wiltshire accent, or piratey accent, so it's like, "Har, can I slay you, the wee beastie?" They're easy to do. And Dino Dinoclaw based on David Attenborough, so it's like, here we have a strange amalgamation of creatures. All appear to be various forms of the superhero variety. Actually, Justin, Nexum would believe in magic. He would just, the only difference is Nexum's pretty sure he's more powerful than magic. Don't forget, Nexum's gone through the multiverse several times. He would not be. He would be like Rick from Rick and Morty. He would literally do a scientific, analyze the magic, science it, and then make it so that he can use magic for the gizmo. It'd take him longer than it took Rick, though, but that's the general way I kind of see it. Because, well, yeah, that's just how I expect Nexum to behave. He'll find it, and he'll find a way to take it and put it into his mech armors. So if magic existed, he'd create some form of magical guise or magical effect or something that ties in with magic to do what he wants. which would be quite cool, to be honest. Dempsey, could you try turning ancient countries into mech armors like Egypt, Greece, ancient Japan? Um, that would be. I could. I need to do a bit of research on it for the best bits of the culture because if I am doing ancient countries, like ancient versions of countries as something, I would want to do. I need to get certain facts right for the design, based on certain periods, whether it's a single period throughout that country's history or it's a amalgamation up to modern day or something. Because, for example, ancient Japan is very simple, tranquil, samurai-ish. So it'd be like a samurai mech armor. But modern Japan, even though it would be samurai-ish, wouldn't be so much with like the traditional samurai armor with plates and stuff. It would be like this future high-tech, um, absolutely insane mech anime style mech armor like a Gundam. So I know you're saying ancient, but if you don't get the right period in ancient Japan or ancient Greece or something or ancient Egypt, it might not work. I mean, I could probably do something generic enough on them, but I'd want to add a little bit of something unique for each one. It's not a bad idea, actually. I never really thought of taking ancient civilizations or cultures, a point in time and turning that into a mech armor. That's quite interesting. I'm really curious about that one now, actually. Hmm. I'd have to have a think on that one. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. This cough is a bit of a dry tickle and it's a bit annoying at the moment. I don't think I've got any cough sweets available on me right a second. Also, I am kind of similar to how we did with the Blitzer one. I want the focus to be more of the upper body. So where certain aspects are, I am kind of just making them work but not work, if that makes sense. So I am kind of taking certain areas and just emphasizing some aspects of them, but not a huge amount for this kind of. I gotta put some effects on as well. I don't want to go OTT with the actual line art being used on all of it because, sorry, the rendering on this point, because once we add lighting effects and stuff over the top, it's going to be going to change the nature of some aspects. That's going to be more. I do like the contrast on the legs though. We've got one which is an Iron Man leg, which is like metallic and inorganic, and we've got a Guyver leg, which is literally a bio armor. So it is a lot more along the lines of a cool like living organism. And do you want something there, there, in that, and go with a very small, not major, but just a little bit of lighting on this, just to give an emphasis on underline. Okay, so this is the general principle of it. So what have we got? Then so you could turn gods like from Greek, Egypt, Hindu, Norse, and let's turn into mech armors, demon, dinosaur, fantasy monsters. Yeah, that is another one that could be quite cool. I know there's been a few things into that done before, but not anything substantial, which would be quite cool. Right, I need that one saved for later, so I need to work out my layers. I didn't use that one, so I can delete that. That we did for the layer above. I want to merge that down, duplicate. Actually, that then needs okay, I know what I need to do. That one needs to be completely red. That worked. Duplicate that. Oh, you need a white version of that now. The things you do for art, it'll make more sense once I do this in a minute, guys. Right, so the first thing we want to do is I'll tell you what, we'll do it in this order. So that's going to become a color dodge, and that's going to become a color dodge. And what we do on that is we literally just extend this out a bit, and it picks up pretty much the colors of what's actually on those elements for a bit of a glow. Then this one needs to be a color dodge, I believe, and this one needs to be normal. This one's coming out a little bit as well. And then on this, if I merge that down, that's quite cool. But I don't want all of that. So I'm going to mask, soft brush, make sure I'm on the white. Is it the white or is it the black I want? Maybe it's the black one and it's just not the right opacity. There we go. I don't want all of it. I kind of want the whole. It won't be all of him doing because it's only just a part where it's coming out of. So it's kind of a. Kind of that effect. I mean, Hart says, well, I'm gonna leave. Take a look at the lore story of the characters and watch the short video as well. I find it funny and make sure to read the. Yeah, I will do, Omen Hart. I'll go through all of those things and I'll when I get a chance to, and I will go through them one by one. Probably going to be somewhere next weekend, in all honesty. But thank you for joining the stream, and I'll catch up with you next time. Ben says, or demonic fused with the Norse mythology. Well, narrators fused with them could be quite interesting. Putting them like what the narrators were in ancient cultures. Imagine SCP-682. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty, Ben. That's the hard to kill reptile with Raphalos. Or you're evil. Um, I'm assuming just in saying that's exactly how the wing kind of looks in the series and stuff when it happens. I have my plans. I kind of know what I was planning to do. How to make things look the way we want them to look, which is quite cool. So next thing I need to do is go up here, light and layer, pick some stuff up. I'm going to be doing some cool effects at some point when I get around to it. So merge that down, delete that, keep that there, add that. Right, so what I do want to do though is I want to duplicate that. It's going to go funky in a minute, but only because I want it to, and it's not going to be anything major, but I do need a spare one of these down here. One, so we don't lose it, and two is because I want this to have a bit of a spooky vibe to it now. So what I plan to do is drop vertical. I want that color. What is it? Invisible elements, abstract textures, materials. There we go. And this will make a bit more sense in a minute. I'm trying to basically give him a creepy shadow. And then if I duplicate that, take off the alpha lock, give that a Gaussian blur, and maybe change its blend mode a little bit. What else we got? Sue me like. Can spell be candy on the floor. It's not gonna be candy, it's gonna be like a weird shadow. I'm working on or trying to work on figuring out a cool effect to have on the bottom of this. I do think, however, there needs to be a layer underneath this layer. That is pretty much we need to go above it. Okay, so we add a mask. In fact, I don't want a mask. I want a clipping mask layer. What do I want? Soft brush, maybe? Maybe a soft brush will do. Not sure about these. That might work. Dum-dum-dum. That looks quite cool. I think it should be that way around, and then we play with this. Mhm. When the background blows out the original character. Wow. Okay, let's see what I can do with this to kind of balance this out just a little bit. This is looking a little bit blown out now. Okay, turn that off. I've got 4 plot ideas, and right now all of them are morals that I want to add to the story idea. That's pretty cool. All right, so now we've got this amalgamation. Let's start focusing on the actual stuff that I want to add. So we've got to add a form of lightning. Clicking. And I've got lightning brushes, but I kind of want to draw the lightning effects in around. It's kind of like here, few spots coming up. A few random lit up particles around it. We'll get a bit more around here. Fours, that's probably going to have a bit of lightning on it. If I think about it. I want to just copy that now. Uh, did you like my SCP Monster suggestions? There are some pretty cool suggestions in there. I will need to go through the chat and get all of these out because I have definitely missed a few of the suggestions that you guys have put in between doing this and working on the other bits. But yeah, no, there's definitely some interesting ones in there. I feel I'm missing something on this. Maybe it's just the lightning needs to be a bit more. Okay, let's see what we can do with this lightning. So duplicate, duplicate. Oh no, I need an extra layer. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Merge down. The one drawback is when you run out of layers. Hang on. Let's make this more interesting. I'll plot that. Let's add a bit of variation to the lightning color. Let's just add a little bit of variation to the lightning just to give it a bit more of a cooler effect. Louis' Mansion as a demon story. That'd actually be quite an interesting one. That might work out quite nicely, a Luigi's Mansion as a demon episode. Right, how far do I get that? That's probably about right. And that should become a color dodge layer. Duplicate that. Can't duplicate that one more time. Ah, I like that. So merge down gives that cool effect. Duplicate that one more time. Merge it down and then merge that one down, and that gives us a nice effect there. That's going to become a light and color layer, a clipping mask, and then I guess we want to just work on the I want to duplicate that, and I just want to, and I don't want to have to like that. Just want to Gaussian blur that just slightly. Cool. Merge down. Do the same with this one. Cool. So that's looking quite cool on that one. Are we missing anything on this? I feel we're missing some contrast on the actual character to make them stand out a bit more. Oh, I know what I'm missing. Need a color dodge layer on here. Just a few bits of lighting in the layer. Maybe that's better for the color dodge layer. It's the nice effect is if you get the right color in the color dodge layer, you can just add this extra set of like quite cool details that'll pick up the changes from the lighting. Though you also want to make sure you've got the right colors that you want. So on one layer it's going to be, one side's going to be more blue, this side's going to pick up the redder tones, maybe a bit more pinker tone in this one. And then we go back to this one with the it's mainly just around where the electricity is on the character, but I think it adds a little bit to the feel of everything before we do something around the bottom. What do you guys think of this one so far? I think it's come out okay. I'm not really sure about this whole background piece though. Maybe I Gaussian blurred that just a little. I need to do a Gaussian blur that, and then erase the bits I don't want. So they're going to be more in focus than the rest of it. And somewhat out of focus as we get to there. To the larger bits. Still don't know about the background on this one. Maybe it's too much. How about who's in the chat? Who have we got on the actual stream? How many have we got viewing at the moment? We've got a couple of viewers. So, guys, what do you think? What do you think's missing from this weird Frankenstein amalgamation that we've done? I feel the background's missing something, but I don't have a clue what. Just make a bit of grunge on the background. A dead tree, maybe. Wolf Galaxy says, "What's your favorite part of drawing?" I like the final bits when it's rendering. Well, I've got two bits. The sketching stage can look really cool, but I like the final part where we're rendering, where we're adding all the the colors, the lights, the shading and stuff, where you've got the details. And depending on the piece that's been worked on, I mean, this is like the Superheroes Amalgamation, so it's not quite as detailed as perhaps the um, demon one that we did for the Blitzer as a demon, which looks much more menacing. But of course, this was much more evil in its presence that we did in the stream. So it does vary, but I like the rendering to then produce the final outcome. That's the bit I like the most. Just trying to think what else could be done on here to give it a bit more of a cool feeling to it. I suppose maybe I should put a pentagram or something in the background, keeping with the Halloween feel. So we've had that one, that one. Maybe this one. How can the layer be empty? There you go. Oops. Needs to be uniform. See what we've got from this. Oh, I quite like that, but oh, that's much nicer. Just got to figure out how to work out all my layers now. Merge that down. Duplicate that one because one of these layers just needs a bit of a Gaussian blur. It is my favorite go-to effect, Gaussian blur the layer underneath out a little bit just to give some color. And then on the layer above, just adjust that to be just enough to make it stand out. I quite like that effect actually. That's looking a lot better. If you did Black Adam and Shazam as Xenomorphs, maybe make them Yaoja that can turn into Xenomorphs through mystical means. That's not a bad idea actually. That's quite an interesting one. I have got a Xenomorph video that started. It's not been finished. That was on the list for this month as well, which never got around to it because of other criteria. I don't know if this is too. I think I know what the problem is, but I don't know the best way to do this. I think part of this is too colourful. Um, oh, that's interesting. Not exactly what I was going for, but that is interesting. Oh, I quite like that. What I mean, merging. Okay, let's merge the mask in to create a layer. Let's duplicate that. Turn that back to normal. So what do you guys think? Oh, hang on. It was LB, whatever that is. Was it linear light? Sure was it? Oh, linear burn. So you've got the linear burn effect, which had that on top of it. Oh, maybe that was on normal then. So you've got that one, this one here, or we've got this one here. I'm leaning more towards this one than, even though I like the colors on here. Oh, can I do that? Can I be cheeky? Oh, this might work, it might not. Clicking this. Merge that down to the normal layer so I can then duplicate that and see what happens. So what about that? Because that's got more of a contrasting colour. It's got the colours in the... I think this one. I think this is going to be the final version of our kind of well, I say that I need to do one more thing on it, but it's not going to be anything major. I have an extra layer to play with. No. Okay, let's just put the extra layer in and then I can figure that out in a minute. Wow, that changed that up a bit. Where's the extra layer I need to merge in? What do I need to do? Oh, you know what? Let's merge that down to that. So we have color dodge layer there. Merge that down. We don't lose anything. We can duplicate that layer, which is what I wanted in the first place to give a bit more texture, and I can up. Okay, that's quite interesting. Maybe I need to just lightly erase a bit at the bottom of that. Nope. I think we'll leave it at this tonight. I think this is where we're getting to. This is probably the best we're going to have. So I hope you guys like how this kind of like weird amalgamation turned out. It does look quite cool, actually. It's a bit of a odd one. I think maybe I need to do a bit more just on this maximize the highlight texture. Maybe drop that light down just a little tiny bit. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to go to. Cool, I'm glad you guys like it. Kingpin Creation says, I really love it. The lighting effects are beautiful. I know, once the lighting effects are on there and you get the right blend of it, it's kind of picked it up. And without realizing it, I've kind of masked the background like layers into it to give that cool effect, which is quite good. Having the spell kind of having a mishmash of the elements. And Tegan says, that looks amazing. Thank you, Tegan. I guess unless anyone's got any questions, we'll probably call it a night there. We've been doing almost 3 hours. It's just gone midnight here, so it's not too bad. And yeah, I'll post this image onto the community poll and in the usual places, the members and the Patreon, and then we'll look forward to our FNAF episode on Friday, which I'm really excited about that episode. I might not see it right now, but I'm really excited about the FNAF episode because I've really gotten into the lore on this one a little bit, and I'm making I've got so many research tabs open when I write the script out to make sure I get key aspects of the characters that are being used to make it make sense and it ties in. I'm hoping to get FNAF fans and the other subject matter fans in on this one, which would be quite cool. But yeah, I guess that's it for the stream. So thank you everybody for joining. Do appreciate it, and look out for the FNAF episode on Friday.